Hi everyone, it's Mike from ReplicaAirguns.com, and today I have the Baikal IZH MP-654K, and this is the nickel version of it. Comes in a dual version, so the nickel and blued, and then there's also a blued version. And this gun is a replica of a Makarov PMM 9x18. So this is a replica of a Russian 9mm, and their 9mm 9x18 is shorter than our Luger version of the 9mm. So it's a 9x18, a little less feet per second. It's a shorter round. It's sort of almost exclusive to them. And this gun is made in Russia, and I would have to say it's my most prized air gun, and not because it's my favorite air gun, but probably because it's the hardest one to locate or find or even purchase, especially here in North America. It's actually been banned, I believe, since 2001 in the US because apparently there were some kits available online to convert this back into a 22. And the reason for that is because this particular air gun isn't designed like most air guns, where they take air gun parts and fabricate it in such a way to look like another gun. This gun is made side by side in the Russian factory from the same blanks as the 9mm. So this gun is super heavy duty, and I could see why, some people might fear that it could be converted, although I think converting it back would be quite difficult, and I'm not really sure the reason why someone would want to do that. The funny thing enough is that in the US you can actually buy the 9mm version fairly easily there, and and in the States the laws are a little bit more lenient than here in Canada. In Canada, this gun would be considered prohibited because of the short barrel, and you would need a grandfathered prohibited license, not just a restricted one. You'd need a prohibited license to purchase and to use this gun. And even in Canada, even though this is not a banned gun, air gun, this particular model, it's still literally impossible to find because the Baikal distributors aren't able to carry it for some reason. I've located a few of them, and you can't really get it. I purchased this from an airgun collector, and I don't believe that they even have these guns anymore. If they do, I'm sure they're very limited quantities. In Canada, the closest gun that you'd be able to get is the Makarov. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Probably saying it all wrong, but that's how it's spelled. And it's actually a TT33. Now, it's made the same way. I believe it's made side by side. It's very heavy duty, but it's just not as pretty a gun as this one. This is just such a neat little gun. And let's take a quick look at it. You can see here, now the Russians, they don't make things super pretty. Like, the finishing isn't always high. And you can even see how there's a little ball bearing, and it scratches it every time you move this up and down. It scratches it, but they don't care. Some of the finishing isn't quite as nice, but this is exactly like the real gun would be. See down the sights here. You can see in here, there's where the magazine goes, and I believe that the actual 9mm mags, the real ones, fit in here too. So you could put a 9mm mag in here and it would fit. And this is the, obviously this is where the CO2 goes. You just pierce it with this, and your BBs load in here. So there you go. CO2, BBs, and it holds 13 rounds, and it's fairly efficient on CO2. It shoots about 380 feet per second. Now I might be bumping some things around here because pulling this back is actually not even that easy. I'm going to cock it first, makes it a bit easier. Sorry, I'm trying to do this around the camera. So the spring in this is the one from the 9mm, so it's super heavy duty. You can see here, this gun is just, it's gorgeous. It's just, look down inside there, it's just such an awesome gun. And listen to this when you release the slide. It sounds like the thing's gonna explode, not because it's cheaply made, but the spring is so heavy. It's just boom, there it is. And it's single or double action. Now there's no blowback on this gun. There's just no way that CO2 would be able to make the slide move back and forth. It would just be impossible with the spring that's in this gun. I'm going to try and field strip this. This isn't going to be easy. Alright. Now it's very much like a Walther PPK in the way that you pull this down and then you just bring it past and out and over. And there's... I'm not even going to take that off. We'll just leave that on. But you can see here, this is the internal parts. It's heavy. This gun is all metal. This is not cheap metal. This is weapons grade metal all the way. So just an amazing gun. Now, let's try and put this back together. There we go. And again. Alrighty, okay. This is what it comes in, believe it or not. Right there, this little box. And pretty much all the Baikal stuff comes like this, wrapped in wax paper. And the guns are actually like literally waxy when you get them. Usually you have some spare parts that come with these guns. You have some different seals, and there's some cleaning stuff in here. I haven't even opened it. I haven't really shot this gun very much. It's just such an awesome gun. So yeah, you have some parts for taking it apart. Nothing too exciting. We'll move that out of the way. It comes with some BBs, and interestingly enough, this is the BBs. These are the BBs that it comes with, but people say because it has a rifled barrel that you should use lead BBs. But on the other hand, lead BBs are very soft and they tend to sometimes squish together and jam. So it's really a catch-22. You might damage the rifling a little bit, but then again, you know, it's a BB gun. Rifled barrel isn't going to do a whole lot anyway. So I mean, if the barrel does de-rifle a little bit over time, I really wouldn't worry about it too much. I'm pretty much just gonna shoot metal BBs in my gun. I'm not really worried about it. Here is the little instruction book. Comes with it. And what's really cool about this gun too is that it actually has the signature of the person that approved. I don't know what this says, it's all in Russian, but and here's the actual pistol number all marked in there, so it's kind of neat. Again, here it is. I mean, it's a great gun. I haven't really shot a lot. I don't believe it's my most accurate BB gun, but on the other hand, it's really fun to shoot. Not quite as fun to shoot as, say, a blowback BB gun. I really like shooting blowback BB guns, but it's neat because this gun has a lot of heft to it. It's really a very neat gun. It's probably, I would say, like I said, it's my most prized gun, but I like the way it looks just because it's so much like a real gun that you know, anybody who's a replica connoisseur is going to love this gun. Trigger pull is not too bad in single action mode, so when you're target shooting, you probably want to cock it back as opposed to doing the double action. Single action is always a little nicer. That's pretty much it. So I will at some point get out and shoot this gun and do a field test, but it's not going to be for a while. I have some other guns stacking up that I want to do some field tests on, but I will eventually do this one when I have the opportunity to do it. And I'll do it on target, and we'll get back with some of those results for you so you can see the groupings. But from what I remember shooting it last time, it's not that bad. Shooting at cans and stuff, I was able to hit them fairly well. So until the next video, thank you for joining me at ReplicaAirguns.com, and we'll see you next time.